I remember learning how to cast Meteor to fight off Malastare, or wandering around Triton Ave and watching people fight the Kraken, but that was more than 15 years ago. And that Kraken still spawns just waiting for some new player to kill him, lost in an unending cycle in the depths of time. And with Wizard101 still alive and kicking, I was curious just how much has changed, and after more than 300 hours, I finally have all the answers. Getting right into it, the first thing is cards. Cards are the main mechanic of the game, using different cards from various schools to cast spells, and we've come a long way from just spamming Firecats nonstop against Rattlebones. You can even kill Rattlebones as Rattlebones. In fact, the cards have gotten the full Yu-Gi-Oh! Treatment. Let's take a look at the difference between a starter death card and a death card you'll unlock around level 130. If you weren't a Wizard101 player, you likely have no clue what this means. And you can even collect pieces to upgrade them and change their effects. But to be fair, it's understandable that cards have gotten more and more complex as more worlds release. I'm not here to complain about my steak being too juicy. It's allowed a game that was originally intended for kids to be able to enjoy by a more mature audience as well. And speaking of worlds, there's more than 20 worlds now. And there's all sorts of different types and storylines. China, Africa, an embodiment of horror beyond human comprehension, along with Australia, and many more. And there's even more planned. The game's still being actively updated. And you can see a massive upgrade in both visuals and storylines as you progress throughout the years. And you'll notice a lot of familiar faces as you progress too. You might be familiar with Nick Jonas and Grizzleheim, who has music in the game and everything. But there's so many collabs at this point, including a full outback steakhouse that you can go into and fight some bandits in, and many more. Too many for me to count. But most of them are not legit collabs, and most are just references, one of my favorites being an elephant named Judge Judy, or this arcane frog named Freddy Kruger, who puts you to sleep with nightmares, wearing a striped shirt with long claws. He even has a full questline called Nightmare on Memory Lane. And in addition to all the cards and different systems you unlock as you progress, such as Shadow Pips or Pips from other schools that are used to unlock a variety of different cards I never even dreamed of doing as a kid, the gear is also crazy different. Take a look at the hat I was super happy about dropping years ago, and take a look at the hat that I'm wearing now. Quite the change. And in addition to gear drops, there's also crafting and various grinds for ingredients that are used for it, and some of which only drop in events, as well as the battle pass. Yes, in addition to the membership, there's also a battle pass and other pay-to-win mechanics such as loot boxes that give gear exclusive to them, some of which have better stats than what's available in the game. But although it was slow, I was able to progress through the whole game without buying anything. However, if you know me, you know I love PvP, and if I want to be best equipped for ranked PvP, then those loot box gear pieces are necessary, as well as there's various mounts from old gift cards, some of which are unavailable, along with loot boxes that just give you flat armor or other various stats. And if I'm against somebody that has one, I'm at an innate disadvantage, which I can't say I'm a huge fan of. But there's also plenty of PvE content, over 300 hours worth in the main campaign alone. However, I must say there's a ton of filler. And in addition to the events, there's also fishing, mini games, a full-fledged 8-player raid experience with guilds, and overall, with the increase in difficulty and various mechanics on boss fights, Wizard101 has really shaped up to be a really solid MMO, even by modern standards, and it isn't fully nostalgia bait that I was expecting. And if you want more stuff like this, or more stuff completely different, subscribe and leave a like, and I'll see you in whatever I end up doing next.